Hi guys, welcome to this video. We're going to be ranking every single class, but this time for PvPs only and specifically. So it'll be a little bit different than our last tier list. Since the last tier list was overall, this will just be for PvP for anybody that still plays PvP in Vesteria. Anyways, we're going to start with Assassin. Assassin is really good at being a burst class as high mobility. It's a bit on the squishier side, but you can make up for that by killing a lot of people really quickly. It's not as good as some of the other classes here, so for now I'll probably put it high B tier, maybe low A tier. We'll see where it goes with the rest of the classes. Bard. I'd put Bard high A tier, maybe low S tier. Bard is really good at dealing lots of damage, and it also supports its team really well. It has a lot of magic damage reduction abilities, and it's crescendo, especially if you have a high ability radius Bard. You can do a lot of damage and really impact the game. Berserker, I'd put it high A tier. Berserker is very good at doing a lot of damage. It has blade spin, it has all these other moves that, if using the correct pairing of two weapons, it can do a lot of damage. It can be really scary to go against. You see a lot of Berserkers in Tribute Wars, and mainly they're running blade spin variants or blade slash variants of the swords that they're using, because it has a lot of mobility, does a lot of damage, especially with buffs to dragon, helmet, stuff like that. It'll probably be top of the A tier. It's just not quite as versatile as Bard when it comes to supporting their team. Clerics, I'd probably put Clerics high, below Assassin and B tier. Clerics are really good at being able to revive their teammates, but their damage overall is lackluster, and their AoE abilities and viability in PvP just isn't as good as the other classes on this list. Hunter is going to be going here along with all of the other base mage classes and warrior class, because they're just not particularly strong. They don't have a good enough moveset to really compete with any of the other classes. If I had to put them, probably Hunter would be at the top because they can survive the longest. Warriors, actually no, warriors could be at the top because there's a lot of swords that modify their abilities. So you could just probably go spin slash here. I'd probably put it still in D tier maybe. Knights top of S tier. Knights are super good. They do lots of damage. They're super tanky. You literally can't kill them even if you have an entire team on you. If you're running movement knight, you can just run away. If you're a destructo, you're just going to be holding 55 block chance and no one will ever be able to kill you. It's just kind of insane. Knights are just the top of the leaderboard. There's nothing you can really do against it. Not burstable by Assassin, not killable by Berserkers. You chain pull someone to you, stun them, kill them. It's impossible to run away from. Paladins, I'd put next to Berserker in A tier. Paladins are very good. They have a lot of versatile moves and sets that they have to run. They have really high AoE moves. They have pretty good damage. They have lots of regeneration, stamina. It's really hard to kill a paladin, not quite as hard as a knight. And the paladins also do, quite a lot of damage. And there's a lot of terrifying builds you can run, like Hookladin, where the paladin is the pirate hook and you can just run around, just dealing tons of damage to different stuff. Consistent damage always there, especially if they're running skeletal sword. They can do lots and lots of damage, and it's basically almost impossible to kill. Rangers, I'd put below Assassin, above Cleric. Clerics are going to be below Rangers because Rangers do a lot of damage, and if they can find a really good spot to just sit and shoot people at, they're almost unbeatable in that respect. The only downside is that they have the lowest health of any class in the entire game. So if you try to use Ranger, you're probably going to get destroyed if you touch the ground or just don't have any of your moves on standby. But you're good otherwise, especially if you're running Scrapbow. You can be a very useful teammate and support to weaken your opponents, and then so your team can get in. Sorcerer S tier. I put it above Bard. It's a bit of a controversial opinion, but sorcerers are very good. They can stun you, and then they just use their ank, and then it just completely wrecks you, destroys you. If they stun you, you kind of know that it's over. They're really the only class that I can think off the top of my head that can really deal with a knight very well, since they will stun the knight and stop the knight from using its defensive abilities, and then just tornado it. It has lots of AoE wide stun moves that can stop most people from doing anything. If you get caught in a sorcerer tornado or in a freeze, you're just done for. You shouldn't really try to escape. Tricksters, I'd probably put Trickster below Assassin, above Ranger. Tricksters are very good at trapping people. They have good mobility. They're a very well-rounded class. They slow. They have lots of high damaging moves, stamina stealing, but overall they're really more of an annoyance than a real threat. If I see a Trickster on the opponent's team, I'll be like, oh man, that's kind of annoying, but I'll just jump over the traps if I see them on the ground. Warlocks, I'd put them above. It really depends on the Warlock. It can go above or below Assassin here. I'd say above Assassin for now, because Warlocks, they have stun move, chain pull, and if they chain you and then they go straight into a Giga Bomb, you're basically dead for. There's nothing you can actually do to run. They have a lot of good lifesteal. They can really do a lot. They have wide AoE, but the problem is they just don't do enough damage, and they're very predictable. You can easily see when a Warlock is charging up a Dark Pulse or Giga Bomb, so its high damaging moves have really high startup time, which makes it really easy to get away. Yeah. Songweaver. I don't see Songweaver very often, but I do play against it on the occasion, and I'd say it's probably more worrying to me than an opposing Trickster. I'm probably just gonna put Cleric in. Yeah, I'll keep Cleric here. Songweavers are very good at healing. It's basically impossible for your opponent team to die if they have a good Songweaver on their team. But the problem is Songweavers themselves don't do enough damage, so if the Songweaver is sitting there, he's just not going to do any damage to you, and you can kind of ignore him. Especially since I like to run Mushbuke Paladin, he's just going to knock away your Songweaver from supporting you. There's nothing you can really do about it, but the Songweaver just has so much healing capability, speed, shielding. It's just impossible to kill your opponents when they're near the Songweaver protecting them. It's basically what Cleric wants to be in Tribute Wars, though it just doesn't do any damage. But its healing effect is just so powerful, I'd put it in middle of B tier, above Trickster. And yeah, I'd say that is pretty much the definitive PvP guideline tier list. Let me know if you have any adjustments you wanted me to make in the comments, but until now, see you later.